It's not picking up. Hello? Oh, it is picking up. Wow, it really doesn't tell when I tap it, though. It's very strange. Probably about there? Yeah, it's about half my volume. Alright. Wait, I'm out like sight in the picture for Discord. Hello, Jonathan W. How are you today? I've got a very weird freak. It's purple. Purple? Hands. Yeah, I think it's purple. Caribbean cola. Probably incredibly unhealthy. 54 calories per can. 13 grams of sugar. Okay. I want to go to the menu. I don't think I changed anything. But just woke up and got a good game idea to write down. So fantastic, you. That's awesome. Can I know anything about the idea? I'm pretty good. Just gotta carry on working with my commissioned work. Did I name the thing right? Make a game, yeah. It's pretty fun. Steve makes game. Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. I do need to change this here. This was just a test to see if the fence looks alright when it was around something, which I think it does. Made fire off stream. I like how it looks when you drag the fire around. I saw a lot of tests to get it working correctly. This is really loud. There you go. Don't want this song anyway. No. And yeah, it looks really cool when you drag it around like wee. Slightly under the ground. There you go. Wee. Get the orange circle because I've got it selected, but when it's not selected, I won't do that. But I enjoyed it. I actually followed the story of that. I should really post it in the description, to be honest. It was really good. I changed it a bit because I wanted to make it look like it was more for a campfire. That's always what I do. I look at if I do look at tutorial, I tend to change it quite a lot. And I got some steam for when I have a bowl on top of fire. Because what I'm looking at doing is I want one of the areas to be. That's terrible. It's way too big. I don't like scaling basic shapes. They never scale very well. It's really weird. Like the Unreal basic shapes just don't scale well at all. Right, so like this. So I want something like this. See what I'm doing in just a second. It's probably still too big, but it's like that. And I don't know, that. Like a little really basic fire. Grab our campfire, something like this. I'll probably actually have to make it smaller if it's going to be a small one like this. But something like this. And then having like a bowl hanging on top with some sticks that are holding it up. So it'd be like held up by like rope or something. Things like that. Again, this probably needs to be smaller here, but then having like... Oh wow, we got the Unreal effects. I don't want the Unreal one, I want this one. And having like that coming out of it to just make it look like steam. That has to be either wider or I have to make duplicates like this. You know what I mean? That could look really cool when I actually get it working correctly. That's a proof of concept right now, don't you worry. But I think today we're going to make some meat. You should play a fire, you might get burned. Hey man. That's like your opinion. Wow, I had like 9 people and it dropped to 4. Jesus Christ. People don't like looking at fire. Thank you very much. This project's actually been very fun. It's mainly been level design. But it's been very fun. Got my... Why does it do that? There you go. My water shader in. Made some lily pads. Made some leaves just to sit in the water. This is really basic. It's literally just some rope with a hook on the end. But you're going to see it closest like from here. So I don't need it super detailed anyway. I want to make the fish look better, but I still don't know what I want to do for that. I'm going to make some basic tools, maybe like a spear. They actually gave me a list of stuff, which is really nice. And I want to make some meat. And I got some reference. Got some reference that they sent me, which is really good. If you ever want me to work for you, send me reference. Oh, I love it. Reference and concept art. Just send me as much as you like. Well, if you want me to work for you. Okay, so move that over there. Show us the reference stuff. I can't because it's in this. Wait a minute. Okay, I was gonna say if that's not on the right screen. Can I copy it into my desktop? Nope. I can't because they've sent me it over the software you're using and it shows their names and stuff. I'm not allowed to show anyone's names. So I can't really. And it won't let me copy the images out for some reason. I've never used Slack before. This is the software they use, and I'm not overconfident. I gathered my own reference too, which I like to do anyway. But for the meat, I'm thinking something like this will look really nice. I don't think I want any of these lines because that looks too prepared. But I like the idea of the bone here. I just want to make it longer, more like this. So sound like this length, but this style, I think will look really nice. Print screen. Well, I can print screen and rub it out. That's too much effort. It's fine. It wasn't really much of a concept. It was more just they sent me some pictures of some style of some cartoony pork. But they gave me a list of stuff they want me to do as well. So what we got, which I'm very excited about. I like being told what to do. Spears, clubs, armor pieces, which someone already has. I just need to take it off them. Cooking plates. And some basic instruments, like Stone Age instruments, which could be fun. Stone Age instrument. I'm thinking more drums. That's the only thing I can think of. Like a thingy with some leather on the top. Again, it doesn't have to be realistic. It just has to feel Stone Age. But we'll think of something. I'm going to work on the meat first. It's good if I don't close my chat. There you go. I'm actually going to start with a circle this time. I know. They're daring of me. I'm going to have it low res though because I want to smooth it. Think if I modeled everything in Blender to get more viewership? I don't think so. Thinking about it, I don't think my viewership went really up when I was using Blender. I don't think it actually matters. So I want it like somewhat long like this. Maybe even longer. I want it to be... I think they're going to have it so it's something you can hit players with. So it might actually be a weapon. So I could be wrong, but I think they were looking at something like that. So I have to bear that in mind. Music's horrifying, oh my god. Where is this? Is this from A Hat in Time? It is. Actually, the easiest way to do what I'm looking for here is to get some bevel on these. Like that. Nice, nice, nice. I'll probably want a bevel here too. Probably only one on that. Nice. Ahoy! How's it going, man? Ahoy! We got the clan all here. We got Moose King, Anti-Ready, and Moderate. An absolute banging trio. And we've obviously got Jonathan W. But I've not seen him here before. It was more specified to the people who have been here before. See, like, as cool as that looks with the lines, it wouldn't make sense, would it, with what I'm doing? Because they wouldn't have wrapped. That means it's been wrapped, right? I don't know how the wood looks like that because I've not really ate something like that before. Steve Frank shade. So I think I don't want the lines, but I still want some of that effect on it. I don't want it to look glazed either, really. I was watching someone's tutorial earlier. Oh wow, I've already got the glitch. Look. When I click off, I have to physically move for it actually to update what I'm doing. Wow, that didn't even take... That took what, like 5 minutes before Maya decided to already glitch out? Yep, still broken. Alright. Save desktop. Neat. What I find funny too, look, I can't even close it. It won't update. It just doesn't update immediately, so you can't even close it. Weirdest glitch I've ever experienced, but this happens in Maya very, very frequently. And I love it. It's so fun. Doesn't slow down my progress at all. I'm glad you're here. Ah, that's nice. Wait, Maya's not even coming up on my... Maya, where are you? Okay, why did my whole computer just slow down for a second? Maya, goodbye. Maya, please. There we go. Jesus Christ. Maya's a great piece of software. Can't say anything bad about it. I don't like bugs, okay? Meat. There you go. Alright, well, okay. See this? Like, when I click off, it clicks off, and I click on, it clicks on. Right. It's a very frustrating bug. So, like this, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit better. I think it's still too much. Get rid of those too quick. Keep the smooth on and get rid of them so I can see. Maybe get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Yeah, it's better. Because I want the bones to be sticking in, so I kind of want it a little bit flat. We will be doing stuff in ZBrush. I hope you guys were excited. We're just going to model a high poly this in ZBrush because I think it'd be easier to get the texture detail using ZBrush than actually trying to do it myself in Substance. If I was a better Substance artist, it probably wouldn't be as hard, but I am not. I don't think I'm bad, but I'm not anything fantastic. This is definitely Terraria music. It's got to be a bit thinner in one direction, like this. Center it. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Yo, looking gooch. Fine. Hello! That's his name I can't say. How's it going, man? CMA. I'm so sorry. I'm very bad at any language but English, and I'm not that fantastic at English either. But keep that low quality because we're going to make it high quality later. We want a little bone stick out here. In fact, I would love to do a little video talking about the quality you need your assets. I already started making one for the channel, and basically what I talk about is, especially video game modeling, it'd probably heavy video game modeling, about limitations and stuff you need to implement to make something for a video game. I think that'd be really interesting. Do something like that. But I keep saying I want to do these things, and I never get, pretty much never get the time. I'm just not very good at editing, like video editing, to pull it off either. I kind of want to make it a little bit come out more. Maybe a little too much. Okay. Cool. I don't want to pull you back, pull you up more. Maybe? Or maybe grab you here, pull you up more to be more flat, to be back, like that. Then I can stretch this out more and have it longer. Not sure. Okay, so that is our basic me. I definitely do not like how sharp this goes here. I think this is coming back. Better already. You come out a little too fast, put it back a tiny bit. But maybe a bit more. Maybe I went a little too ham at pulling him out. Get it? Ham? That wasn't actually an intended joke at all. I want to clarify that. Right, so let's do a quickie. Do a smooth, and then we'll start reducing some of the quality we don't need. So I can see those edges pretty clear. Do I want to smooth it a little bit more? Let's start clearing up some of the ones we don't need. I probably need you, but I don't need you, I think. Like that. Probably don't need any you. So I need 3. Maybe here. Yes. If you ever optimize like I've said it before, if when you remove something, if you see a big effect like that, you're probably doing it wrong. If you remove something and you see a very minor change, that's probably good to remove. Be alright by there. I don't think my poly count is that strict. So I could probably get away with what it looks like now. The only thing I'd like to change this. 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 There you go. I may have to make them more detailed because I'm going to subdivide that a lot in the what do we call it, in the software I'm using, ZBrush. This music's so intense. Not drink. Anyways, how are you lot doing today? Wally, interesting. Everything's not subdivided. What are you? You're pretty good. 1,500. Actually, only 800 polys. That's fine. I look at tries so often. I should look at poly count. Honestly, most people usually speak to me in poly count, but when I was in university, it was always in tries, and tries are always double your poly count, almost anyway. Unless your asset's made up of tries, then obviously it won't be. But meat, not meat stick, meat club. It's not really a meat club, but I can't think of a good nickname. By Polly. Make a folder called Meat Club. Models. Boom. Oh no. What's my glove? How do I always lose my glove? Might be in my pocket, or my old pocket. Got some dirty washing. No? Where is it? If you ever draw on a tablet, especially a screen tablet, make sure to get your glove, to not lose your glove as much as I do. Aha! How did it get behind my tablet? This. This thing is very good. I have so much hair. So much easier. Like, wipe your hand across the screen. Ever watched Wendover? I don't think so. Oh, wait. That's not one mesh, let's combine it. Where's the export screen? There you are. Yeah, haha, my boy using OneDrive. Why did it come on OneDrive? I actually use Google Drive. Make sure to zip your projects every so often. Red files disappear. Just go to the Yeah, OneDrive was called SkyDrive, wasn't it, before? Meat Club. Meat. Import mats, yes. We good. Make poly mesh. Boom! Draw. There we go. Now let's get some geometry. Divide. Looking swanky. How much are we up to? Divide one more time. 3.2 million, that's fine. And we want polygroup. My brain's gone blank. Auto group, there you go. Alright, so let's start from the front. So there's 2 different variations. I think I'm going to want this one. So some of this will have to be to do with actually texturing. Some of this is going to be like the 3D model. Clay sheets. Isolate you. There you go. There'll have to be something like that, isn't it? Do that. But I don't want to stack it above that. Is there a better tool? Or I just have to make sure not to let go when I'm doing it. I think that's going to be way too hard. There's definitely a clay one that works the way I want it to. Not clay build up, right? Because that would be the opposite. That builds up, yeah. What about normal clay? That's a little bit better. What if I get a square? That's also a little bit better. We probably want to get a Dynamesh on here, actually. Boom. Dynamesh. Oh. Yeah, stop it. There you go. Delete higher. Dynamesh. Wow, that increases poly count quite significantly. That's interesting. We've got 29 million now. I'm good. Really high. That easy to work with? Probably not. Doesn't actually feel much different. We'll get back to what we were doing then. That feels almost identical. Right, so how do I want to build these up? Do I want to use this clay tool? Doesn't look too bad. I use this clay tool with a more focal point. Maybe I would divide one more. Oh yeah, we're not even up to over 1 million yet. And I could probably actually do one more if I really wanted to. 13, yeah, that's fine. So it's got spacing that's going to be really annoying. Which is why you go. Which is still not brilliant. What if I use a circle with a higher focal? Yeah, that works pretty good. Hey, Sofsky, by the way. I don't know if I said hey. I remember seeing your name, but I don't think I said hey. So... I'm just looking at it for reference. Can always neaten it up later anyway. Not too big of an issue. Like that. And if I were to flatten it, either with a polish or a trim dynamic, how does that look? Not because I want it to. Still, what is the best tool for this? Clay tube seems like the most obvious. Like it would work. It's just a problem with doing it over and over again. I'm obviously going to get a lot of thickness. But is that fine? So I could clean it up later. Like scratching the detail in like this. I haven't been on ZBrush in a hot second, so bear with me. Problem is, it's lifting the sides up quicker than the middle. You know what I mean? Even though it's straight, it's pulling it up quicker over here than it is just keeping it flat, which is very strange. Again, it probably won't matter because I can probably clean it up. As I want it to be like thick into a thin, I just need to be better at pressure right now. I get rid of that centerpiece. I need to be more wobbly. I don't want something like that. I like a little X in it. Is that because that's the middle? Nah. Not like that. Didn't go back in. There it is. Question is, would this be better if I was just to do it with painting ZBrush? No, not ZBrush, the substance. I think it would be. I'm not getting very good results doing it this way. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to think how I'd want to paint it in ZBrush though, because there's probably some things I can have the quality I want it to be in here. What happens when you take a huge break from ZBrush? When was the last time I even used ZBrush? It has been a while. Oh my god. There you go. Take this. Yeah, sorry. And get my divides back in. Get lost. Yeah, I know. Get lost. There you go. If I instead go trim dynamic and I get some weaker detail on this, Jesus Christ. Bit stronger than that. Well, stronger than that. Or just get some like just some strongy bits on here. Wow. I think mainly I just need to do the size. Big 12. That's better. Because it's bone, I just want this like chunkiness on it. On the sides will do something different in a minute, but something like that. And then I probably want some big bits. There you go. Not to look like it's chipped, but because it's a bone, it's not perfect. So I want some of the detail just to be clearly not perfect. And then I want to get some flattening over here, just to break it up. Take a brush, basil brush. Something like that. That's a bit better. And some more of these areas out. Go in the middle. Make it much, not actually that much smaller, but much weaker. Get some just deformation in the middle as well. Okay. Don't think I need any of this like detail here though, because maybe I do. Maybe I could have it slightly cut down. But much smoother, because it's obviously meat, it's not like a hard object, so it's more like this around the edges. Put it in here as well. I find it funny that Sky tried to sue No Man's Sky as well for their name. I find it so strange. That's just so odd. Do I want some biggie bits here? Like, oh, whoops. So chunked on here. Just to break up the meat? Maybe. I was more doing it as a test, but I don't think that looks too bad. Just to break up the meat a bit more, then a little inflation. Bring some of that meat out. I like that. And again, I don't think I need this pattern on it that they have on the ones I'm looking at. Which is like that cross hatch. It's sort of like... Probably need to look at it straight when I do this. This isn't an end result, I'm just curious. Because then they do something like that, then they do like this. And they have like this meat looking... It looks too prepared, right? Because I'm doing like Stone Age. You know what I mean? I don't think that's what I want. I think I just want something like that, and then I just paint it Substance Painter. I think. Let's see, let's see. No, that doesn't look good. Well, I could make it look good. It's just I don't think it works with what I'm doing. Because it just doesn't quite fit what I'm doing, right? Again, these are bones, so I just want to make them just much harder. Hello! How's the game coming along? Not too bad, John. I can give you a quick look if you want. We ain't got too... Well, I see we. I'm just a solo artist doing the environment up for the game. But this is going to be like the main menu. You click these. It ain't got words on it now, but you click these and it brings you over to another menu, to another menu. Again, not finished, obviously. Gonna have a menu over here for character customization from what I'm aware. Gonna come over here. I don't know what for. They have it all planned out. And you got like the overview here of what the game kind of looks like, but more of a preview for the main menu, because like I said, it's the main menu. And then if I go to tile map, see what I've got. We're making a game. Like I said, I'm just the artist for it, but the people I'm working with together are all making a game. If I can actually show you. So this is what the actual game looks like, but the reason I've only decorated it from like sort of this angle is because when you play, I don't have much of the up-to-date actual programming, so but yeah, I can move around, I can whack, and I can destroy tiles. And the things that are like a bigger object, like the stump, will actually fall. Whee. But the idea is you're supposed to get the other person to fall in. Ah, there he goes. Oh my god. Good jump. Bye. And I've made invisible walls. Like, is it a Eris? Yeah, it's an Eris Saga, yeah. I think they're going to have other game modes too, but this is the main one they're working on now. And I've put invisible walls because they wanted, like... They're recommending that I pull... So you can see, like, my cursor is right. They're recommending this whole edge. They were like, oh, make the water bigger. But I was like, if I make the water bigger... Oh, that's cool. Venice is always really cool. But they were saying to make the water bigger, but if I made the water bigger, you won't see any of this detail here. You just lose so much detail to look out on the edges. So I'm painting invisible walls. So you can't actually jump over there. Oh my god. Gone so far up. Where's he going? Oh, I missed. Yeah. Like making it from if I leave, I'll go back to the menu. Woo! And then the camera is so trash right now. I'm not sure if it's my job to do the camera today, but you go to your menu, click back, start heading back. It's Puke City at the moment, don't get me wrong. Oh my god. So jarring. Is that motion blur? That's really hurting my eyes. I hate motion blur. Makes me feel nauseous. Aha, motion blur. So if I move, you get that. If I move now, doesn't look any difference. But maybe it will do in the game. I love motion blur just as much as UV mapping. Well, I know you actually like UV mapping. Well, none of you have liked... 9 of you. It's not like I said none of you. None of you have liked my videos. Damn, guys. Thanks. I know you like UV mapping, so you probably do like motion blur. So if I actually click play here... How blurry does it look now? Oh, that's so much better. Oh my god. It's not... The camera's not better, but it's just a lot less blur now. Oh, it doesn't hurt my eyes to look at it. So I made a bunch of fruit, actually, that I need to start placing around. So let me do that too while I'm here. Spell game, assets, environment, meshes. Did I click meshes or textures? Click textures, meshes. So let's pop all of these in. So how big are you? Way too big, but I can change that in the in here anyway. You, banana. I'm gonna have to place grapes manually just because of how they are. And a mango, I'm pretty sure. Mango and a pear. And strawberries I've already got in there. Cool. So if I did that, wait for the materials to load. How comes I don't? How comes a single red apple didn't spawn there? That is very strange. Are they spawning? They are spawning. Where's pears? Alright, so first off, we need to change the scale. So they all probably just need to be lowered a little bit. So probably about 0.4 to maybe 0.3 to 0.5. Oh my god, the mangoes are huge. Mango, come here. I don't mind making them characters like uncharacteristically big. I know that fruit don't really have a character, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of fruit here. Jesus Christ. Alright. Uniform scaling, that's fine. Make sure I got them selected again. You need folders in here. I think they introduced it in the newest version, didn't they? Folders in foliage. That'd be so nice. Alright. Random pitch to about 15% probably. I don't actually see much of a random pitch. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it is a little bit. Cool. Okay. So now if I want a bunch of apples somewhere, I can be like, book. Oh. Bunch of apples somewhere, I can go like this. Put a couple apples. They were honestly just to help add a bit more colour to the scene. Because the scene was getting a little too... It was like green, brown, and white, and grey. And I was like, we need some colour. And it's not a lot, but it's just something. One banana there, there you go. Couple bananas laying around. I should have some banana peels. They're very cartoony, aren't they? Just a couple of bananas. I know there's no trees everywhere, but this is just where the cavemen have dumped it as they brought over. Some of the apples. A couple apples. Yeah. You can place an apple in there. Oh, perfect. Let's fill this place with fruit. Wait. Tons of fruit in here. Look at all that fruit. Probably have something over here. Some stored fruit for the winter. Some mangoes. Have a couple of mangoes. Oh, they look like bananas. Not helpful at all. I only want like one. Yeah. A couple of mangoes here. A couple of mangoes over here. Mangoes, man. Mangoes in a bar. There's pears. I don't want some of them laying down, but also about some of the time. Actually, I wonder if there's the pitch. He's not rotated from the. He is rotated from the bottom, so he'll like end up falling over. I love my. Oh, wait, I already read that. That's fine. Go pears! Woo! Here you go. This guy loves pears. Look, he's just gonna have pears everywhere. He loves these pears. I will have a couple of bit for it there. I could actually put them on the trees, but you're not going to travel much, so you probably won't even see them. But bit fruit over here. Fisherman gets hungry, you know. A couple of bananas. A couple of bananas there. Nice. Something from the menu? Yeah, we'll have a couple of bananas over here. I ain't got any green apples, so I'll have a couple of green apples just laying around. These guys don't get hungry. They've just got an abundance of food. Oh wow, that went straight in the bowl. Nice! Stay in the bowl, that's good. A couple of mangoes over here. There you go. Nice, they overlap. Look at them. Bad mangoes. Apple bananas. Nice. So now when we look over there, there's just a bit more colour in the area. Even though it's red, yellow, and more green, it's just some more colour. And I like that. I want there to be more colour. Okay. Get rid of those. Because I think that's very important. Especially if it's like stylized, you want it to be very like... What's the word I'm looking for? Vibrant and saturated. You want all of those colours. I mean, I could even come into the post-processor and turn up saturation. I was really there. Level saturation. Oh my god. It's beautiful. Oh. But for real, like 1.2 maybe? Nah, that's still too much. 1.1? Does help bring out some of the colours. Maybe it's a very tiny amount. Maybe a tiny amount, but so I go 1.2, but I turn down green. I was green on 0, but I can still see most of the colours. What? That looks awesome. That's very interesting. 1, 1, 1. What's if turn green up? Well, that's cool. That really helps bring the green out. But maybe, yeah, 1.2. Bring that blue sky out a little bit, maybe 1.1. One thing that I prefer PS streams over Unreal is advanced modeling in this program itself, so you don't have to use Blender or other programs like that. Wait, you can model in Dreams? I've not heard anyone actually talk about Dreams. Wait, that's not what I wanted. I want blue. There you go. That still looks too much, right? The only one I don't want to turn up the screen because there's so much green in the scene, I don't think it needs to be more saturated. Yeah, Dreams is advanced in modeling that makes it a lot more interesting. Okay. First person to talk about Dreams, that's super interesting. I don't know anything about Dreams. I think I want them to be much bigger. Yeah, like that. But I've kind of chunked it off a little bit now because the original. I had a feeling that would happen. I was curious. Let's try a flat one. Much bigger. Oh my god. What? Why is it sometimes really small and sometimes really big? But I don't like flat tools, man. It's like they're really like, they don't know what they want to do. Look, super small, but if I'm over... even smaller. That's why I prefer trim dynamic. Because it doesn't mess around, it just goes. What about adaptive? No, I didn't miss that. Trim TA? Trim adaptive. Not very good either. Dynamic. Go back to here, make it big, make that much smaller. Lower the intensity. And we'll just chunk it away. Just to get a little bit more bone effect on it, rather than it being silky smooth. There you go. Not much detail, it's just enough to take away from the fact that it's not supposed to be smooth. Cool. Ooh. Yeah, that's probably fine. Why you... Hey, man! Come on. I don't want that language in my chat. No, that looks all good. God damn it, guys. It's a bone. Well. Oh, it was meat all along. That doesn't sound much better, I'm not gonna lie. Meat. Can I export as FBX, please? Thank you. Meat. Meat Club. Man Eat Meat Club. H. As always, it's still going, I guess. It is 3.2 million to be fair. Yeah, man, and it's got to convert to an FBX. Wow, you're still going? I swear I've exported things this detailed before about it taking longer, taking less time. It's still going? I should have exported it as the OBJ, Jesus. I feel like this is broken. Huh? Hold on. I feel like looking at your software saying not responding is just like, it means nothing. It has no value to a 3D artist because everything you try to do randomly compiles and goes, not responding. Yeah, man. Oh, there you go. Jesus, that was... Oh, is it still not done? File exported? Jesus, man. That had a lot of trouble. Hopefully the low poly won't have that much trouble. Fingers crossed. Hey, low poly was fine. Okay, so you can turn invisible for now. Because we don't need you. And we want to go desktop. We want to go meat club. We want to go like poly, import that back in because the shape is slightly different. Because I always like taking the low poly of the high poly from ZBrush because the shape is always slightly different. Because if you move stuff, for example, if I'm doing the high poly and I add a bunch of area here, the low poly now really should have it sticking out to basically reflects the high poly. But it might, because if you're using the low poly that you originally made, you won't have that detail actually coming out now. And sometimes it won't bake the high poly very well. So I always like to try to use the low poly from ZBrush that you generate from the high poly. What I just said sounded like it made no sense at all, but I hope that made some sense to somebody who needed it. Probably cut it right here where the meat starts. Yep. And probably cut it here. Cut it here. What is that shape it's made? It's like a star. That kind of bothers me. Even though there's nothing wrong with it, but I kind of just want it to do this. That looks better. It just satisfies me more seeing it like that. Alright. So we'll probably cut it there. We'll cut up to there, not there, there, and then there. Yo! Move it so. Unwrap. Nice. Make it small to make sure these squares aren't warping too badly. They're not brilliant, but I think substance should be fine. Make sure it's frozen too. Yeah. I think that should be Gucci. Oh my god. Why have you unwrapped like that? I have all it. What? Wait. They're separated! Ah! Yeah, has that matched him? Oh, there you go. Right, let's do that again. There you go. The back should be fine. Yep, good. Those 3 bits are done. Now for the bone at the back. Nobody call it a penis. Hello, Letterborn. How are you? Are you going to say you're not going to be here very long and then stay here for like 3 hours? That was very entertaining last night. Probably. Nice. I probably won't be streaming for 3 hours though. What time is it? Probably be streaming for probably another hour, 10:30. 2 hour stream. I can't spend too much time on this project because I am being paid an hourly rate, and as much as I would love to keep working more and more on the project, I need to respect that I am being paid hourly and I shouldn't put too much time into it. It sounds a little selfish, but if you've ever done freelance before, you'll understand why. I've done that before for projects in freelance, and people have been like, "Oh, wow, you did so much work in 20 paid hours," when I actually spent about 40 hours in it because I just wanted to get it done and I wanted it to look nice, which I should have done anyway. But you know, just sometimes I like to. And then they were, what the heck? Why is it floating away? Oh my god, it is floating away. Huh. What programs are you going to use for doing the whole game? Maya. Maybe Blender, if I need any cloth sims. To be fair, I could use Blender for everything. But they're using Maya, so I'm using Maya, just in case I need to transfer files to them. So Maya, ZBrush, Substance Painter, Unreal Engine. That should be all I need. I say all I need. It's quite expensive software still, but yeah, nice. Should be all I need. Substance Designer maybe. Hi Steve, how are you, man? I'm pretty good, man. How are you? IBM Motion. Yeah, I think that's all I need. Oh, wow. I want to clarify I didn't make the foliage. I've done a lot with the foliage, and I've made some custom foliage here, but the grass and the trees were already in here. I made the water, and I made the leaves, I made the lily pads, I made all of this stuff. Someone else made the tents, which are very nice. I made the monoliths over here. I made this whole area here, but foliage itself, I didn't make a lot of it. You were approached by them. I was approached by them. Yes, I've worked for some of them before, and then they've turned themselves into a smaller company, and they wanted me to help because they enjoyed my help last time, which was really nice. Oh yeah, I've made the fruits that I've just put in a second ago. I made the fire that I made yesterday, not on stream. Made the twig fences. Made the chair. There's a lot I did make here. It's just, I don't want to take credit for the things I didn't make. Merry Christmas, Steve. Merry Christmas to you, man. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get some good gifts. I got Crash Bandicoot 4. Oh. It was one of those games I didn't want to buy myself, but getting given it, yes. So good. Oh, actually, these horns I didn't make as well. I got given this tent, and I was like, I could use these tusks. Got one here. I used him here, but then took him into mire and like broke some of them. And because to save time and making a lot of stuff textured on world space, so for example, if I go to tilt this, you'll see the moss will start being placed on the top sides. You know what I mean? And if I look at like these monoliths, for example, if I were to tilt it, you'll see the moss forming differently on it. So it forms on the bottom side. I've done that with quite a lot of things just to help like the rocks, for example, do it as well. It saves a lot of time. See that? A lot of time. Have you been doing the whole game like streaming? Bits and pieces, but not entirely, no. I've got 4 streams. I wasn't comfortable streaming it to begin with, so I haven't done too much. I do a lot of streams though. In fact, let's see my first one for this game. So the first one's before I made the environment. And the second one was me doing environment stuff. I don't know what I did on the third one. The fourth one was me doing the monoliths. And then this was me just doing random stuff. But I do a lot of stream showing. My last project, you will catch a lot of stuff I made. You'll see me making the stuff. A lot of stuff in my last project, which is really fun. Really fun. I love that last project. That was actually my favourite project I've ever done. Nice, it looks good. Thank you very much. So I have just know you're via YouTube, and they are, yes. If you go back, you'll see the live stream ones. Actually, the last 5 ones I haven't made a thumbnail for, but my previous Streamlabs, I recorded using Streamlabs. On my live streams, you'll see. Nice, I will subscribe. Thank you so much. If any of you do want to chat with me as well off stream, you can always click the Discord link below and chat with some really cool people in my Discord. I will always try to reply if you guys message me as well on my Discord, but there's some really cool people in there, especially if you want help with stuff. I've got programmers in there, we've got some UI designers, a lot of 3D artists. Everyone's so helpful. I love the group in there. You don't know what satisfies materials. What are you looking to do? I love materials. Oh, don't. IBM Motion? I am one of the least creative people I know. And that's rich coming from me because I've got some really cool stuff on my portfolio now. But like, whoops. Like, is that it? Let me see what's unique on here. Unique. Then all the other stuff is stuff that already existed. If I go to my ArcViz stuff, made it from a picture. If I go to my these two, which I made in university a very long time ago now, obviously from friends. Say with Joey's apartment, from friends. And way better art now as well. This one was unique. I don't even want to explain how the idea for this one came about. I'm sorry for people who hate seeing me explain this stuff. It's just when new people come in, I like to explain to them this kind of stuff, especially if it helps them. I started this project by making some weapons. And whenever I wanted to find out how to make something, I would go online. So I made my own method for making wood and metal. I'd go online and I'd go, I don't know, sword? I'd look at a sword. Go, oh, that's cool. 3D model it and then use my own technique to make the stylized. If I felt even more like I couldn't come up with a good idea, I'd go stylized weapon. I can make, for example, axe and blender that you can actually wield. Right. That's programming stuff, which I'm not particularly good at. But basically, you just attach that to the player's hand and then make him swing it. You just attach it to the model itself. Well, it depends. It depends in some cases. But yeah, sometimes I'll do this and I'll look at some stuff and look at, okay. And if I really like something, I would say, okay, I'm going to try to make that. If it was something I wanted to sell, I obviously wouldn't do that. But if I just wanted to get some idea, you know. My pipeline is like 4 different programs, so I really want to be relatively consistent across all of it. And the game is really fun. Okay, okay. Obviously, you got these kind of stuff as well. I got really bored of doing this stuff, though. I think if I stuck to it, I could have made some really cool, realistic props and stuff. But I've got hooked on doing stylized. I thought stylized was so fun. Like, I think these things look great. I don't think they look bad at all. These are all in-game. Everything I make is real-time. Which is kind of, doesn't help. But if you look here, look. I made all of this. Let's see the boat, the truck. Very fun. But, yeah, you just get loads. If you're not someone who has a lot of good ideas, and you're not that creative like me, I suck at creativity. Find reference. Find a butt ton of reference. Don't always try to copy it exactly, but if you have like 8 different scenes in a reference, you can take parts of each one and go, oh, I like that the truck's over there. I like how the train goes vertical. That's not what I want to say, but I can't think of the word. The shape of the train. I like how it goes higher up there like a hill. That's a really nice angle, and it shows off the foliage. You plonk that in. Like, I like how the buildings over there in this piece I'm looking at. Boom, place the building over there. I just use a lot of reference, and it comes together in the end. Talking about my stylized scene, this literally started off. A lot of people really liked how it looked in the dark. And there's obviously a video of it as well. I actually had this as my desktop wallpaper for a while, like a moving one, and it was really cool. But this, like I said, this started off as just stylized assets, and I just kept building up. I had no intention. Our station is freaking incredible, finding reference, that too. But I had no original intention of actually making an environment with this stuff. I was making some weapons using reference, and then I was like, oh, let's make a little blacksmith. And I found some reference of a building, and I was like, okay. I don't even know if my building looks like anything, but I remember working with some reference, and I made a building. And I was like, okay, cool. I threw the weapons in there. I was like, what else does this blacksmith need? Furnace. Boom. Some shells. Some ingots. We'll have a little bit outside of the fence. Boom, boom, boom. Let's make a little platform. So it originally started with just a platform, and the building was on the platform. And then I was like, okay. And it was just a green platform, and I was like, what can I do now? Let's throw some grass in. Let's throw some foliage in. Let's make some dirt tracks. Okay. Let's make some trees. Then I was like, I could use a terrain and build it on the terrain. So that's what I did. I made a terrain, threw it on, used the foliage stuff I already had. I was like, okay, what else could I do? And I was going through and I was like, okay, let's make a river coming next to it. That'd be cool. So dug into the terrain, made a river. Made the terrain so it would make rock. Which is just using slope in materials. So I'd make a rock material as you dug down. Got a plane, threw a material in, threw a material that I made in, boom. This is not what the water was originally. I made better water later on, but boom. There's some rocks in there. Okay, what's attached to a river? Let's make some sort of waterfall. Boom, waterfall. Over there. And then I was like, okay, so what is this? And then I was like, what's the blacksmith gonna do? It could be fishing. I was like, okay, let's put a little fishing area. And it just kept going and going. And what video games have you watched? I have only ever watched one video game. It is... I don't actually want to advertise it on stream because the people I'm working for worked on it too, and I don't think I'm allowed. But yeah, I've only watched one game before. I don't want to say its name. I actually find it very hard to find any work. This is very rare for me to find work. Yeah, and then it just kept expanding. I made a little village on the opposite side of the map. Yeah. There's one actually thing you don't see in my images. There's like a little sword in the stone section that I never actually placed in my pictures. But yeah, if you can't think of ideas, just... One, get loads of reference, get ideas from somebody else, essentially. Two, if you're making something, just keep trying to expand it. Even if what you're expanding is crap, you're still developing your creativity. You're still making something that wasn't there originally, and it's super helpful. Oh, they have to give you a job. Nah, I can never find work. I like to think it's because I'm unlucky and not because there's just not that much work out there. There isn't much work out there, but this is the latest seed I made, which was really, really fun. I did not come up with the idea on myself. I will show you the original reference I used. There's actually volumes in it. Oh, actually, I want you guys to hear the volume because it's hilarious. Wait. I should be working right now, but I've done a bit of work today already. Oh, there you go. Except from the music, every bit of audio in this was used by my voice. So and the slight talking and the train was all made with my voice. And Recycling Cisco is always posting jobs. I've applied for their jobs. I've applied for a lot of jobs. I just never get any of them. But yeah, everything was made by my voice. That was so fun to do. I had, because I said to someone, I was like in chat. I think Moderate, if he's still here, mentioned it. I was in chat. I was like, I just can't think of any free. I was looking at loads of libraries of free audios, and they all sucked. And then someone wrote in chat, which was Moderate, and he was like, "Just you've got a good mic. Just record yourself doing stuff." And I was like, "Yes." It was so cool. The music was from YouTube's free music library, but like I think the train's the funniest part. Just and then that was so funny. Is the background music your voice? No, the background music is my voice. That was on YouTube thingy, but the original reference was this. I thought the piece was so cool, I wanted to make it in 3D. There's so many things in here that I didn't do a good job on, but in general, I think it came out really nice looking. I actually overlaid them, and they matched up pretty well. Oh, slightly zoomed out. Still slightly zoomed out. Oh my god, no, don't zoom on. Oh, I was going to zoom in on both of them. God damn it. But yeah, you get what I mean? That was super fun. I really like doing this. And I actually did a lot of this. I streamed a lot of this. So if you do want to watch me making this, you can get back. And I don't think... I streamed it on Twitch doing the 3D. Unfortunately, I think only the texturing may be on YouTube. Because I think I started YouTube streaming when I was doing the texturing for this scene. Which is a shame. Because that was a really fun scene. I would love to be able to show it off more. But I even put in the Easter egg. You see this? Look. SpongeBob and Patrick. And in mine... Oh, I have a dead version of Patrick, and the other one's just a sponge. But if you look at the actual image, SpongeBob and Patrick. It's so good. My favourite scene I've ever made. That was so fun. And I'd love to make another one like it. Do you use Substance Designer? I do use Substance Designer. I've actually just paid again for another year's subscription. So I think it's a fantastic piece of software. I think if I'd say it's fantastic enough, one of the employees will come over here and give me a free subscription. Is SpongeBob new? I don't remember seeing him last time. Nope, SpongeBob has been in there since I finished it. Same with Patrick. Patrick is like the Among Us dead, though, as you can tell. We've got like a huge bone sticking out of him. Right, back to work. Substance. Oh, wait, did I finish the UV mapping? I didn't. Oh, right, because this was floating away from it. How did that happen? Did the original have it like that? No, it didn't. Oh, when I smoothed it. Oh, well that freaking sucks. Because the high poly is going to make it look weird. My Substance Painter has not... Your Substance Painter trial has expired. No, it hasn't. I bought a year subscription. Evaluate? Yes. It has not expired. I bought a year subscription. Substance, please. I knew it was going to have trouble when it got to the month end. Back. Activate using the file. Activate using your account. That one. Yes. Oh, wait, it's reactivated. I've got 343 days. Did I get the first month for free? Nice. That's weird. I knew I'd have trouble. Nice. It says all the days now. I think Substance is fantastic. I wish I was taught it in university. Yeah, I only was like, I don't remember. I gotta get that Among Us reference in there. Exactly. It was relevant at the time. It's still relevant now. I wish they would have taught us Substance in uni. It only just came out when I was in uni, and none of the teachers knew how to use it. But mate, I think second year of uni it came out. If they taught me how to use that in university, I would have been such a better artist when I left university. The biggest the biggest gripe I had was texturing. I sucked at texturing because doing it in stuff like Photoshop was really hard. Texturing in Photoshop is very, very hard because it's so fundamental. Like, you have to, if you want to put moss on something, you got to throw that moss in. You got to get a nice tiled moss texture, plonk it on to the part of the UV map you want, and then start painting away the parts you want to look like moss. Oh yeah, I need a Cyberpunk reference. Crutch, yeah. Was it Crutch? Yeah. I studied games modeling and animation. And I got a first, because the scene I used as my final piece, or one of my final pieces, was my Monica's apartment. Jesus Christ. Which I thought came out really well. Being a student, I wasn't fantastic, but yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. You could tell there's so many things in here that was so trash. Mixer's really good. Tonki. Mixer's really good. And you can always paint in 3D packages like... You could do it in ZBrush, but... What was it? 3D Coat. I think you can paint painting in 3D Coat. I think you can. Important objects for painting. No, I want to know. I want actually painting. Yeah, look, they got like materials and stuff. So 3D Coat's pretty neat as well. But you don't even remotely finish it in this video. Whatever. You can paint in it. No one's showing me, but you can. I see. Yeah, but I find Mixer a bit slow when burying yourself into layers. Yeah, I don't think there's any other real, at least leading brand alternative, unfortunately. At least that I can think of. Problem is, I'd love to learn all these software, but you can only learn so much before you haven't got enough time to learn them, because you need to learn the ones you want. And already I know how to use... I know how to use 3ds Max a little bit, but 3ds Max, Blender, Maya for 3D modeling, and then ZBrush for, you know, sculpting. Then I've got Photoshop for texturing, Substance Painter for texturing, you got Substance Designer, you got Substance Alchemist, then I got UE4, then I got, like, I guess a little bit Unity. I've barely used it. I've never tried Houdini. That's already 10 softwares. And not only that, you then have to learn everything in that software if you want to get good at it. In Adobe might be personal issue. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so much need to learn. Like just 3D modeling, right? Just come into my. I know again I should be working, but I like talking to you guys. That's one of the reasons I stream, so I can talk to you guys. So I can work as much as I want off stream. In 3D modeling, like, oh yeah, just modeling site. So let's start basics. And just wrapping your head around the different ways to 3D model. I like to always start and show you guys. Like, whenever I show someone 3D modeling, I always explain, let's turn off this, with making a monitor. So already, I'm in a dilemma, because I can make the screen in 2 different ways. I can get edge loops. Oops, I don't want to smooth it. Get edge loops. Put them to the edges. Grab the middle. Extrude it in. We've got a screen. Oh my god. HRK. Wait. Wait a minute. Oh my god. Sorry, I had to translate how much it was. Thank you so much for the donation. Jesus Christ. An absolute babe. Seeing the checker texture stretch is a nightmare, right? So already I've come up with one way to model this part, right? And then you could come around. This music is actually throwing me off. I think it's too calm. And then I could come around and I could get the edges. And let's put a bevel on them. Now I know the shortcuts as well, right? I know the shortcuts, so I'm doing this faster than if I didn't know the shortcuts. I actually just started using the shortcuts. I never used to use a lot of them. Then I can bevel that. Now already, we've made like a mono, right? Already have one mistake in here. We have an N-gon here. N-gon's anything with more than 4 sides. We do not want that, right? Fix that in a lot of ways. Again, you need to know the tools though. But I can fix that in a lot of ways. I could do this and start cutting in the places I want. I could select it and go mesh, clean up, and clean it up like that. And that'll work fine. Right. 428 polys for that. Come over here. I could model this by just extruding this face in. See that? Ignore these colours as well. There you go. Boom. I don't need to get any edge loops. I'll just throw that in. Then I extrude this out. Or inwards. Then I select the edges. And we get our bevel again. So like that. And boom. Right? Now, what's the issue here? If I select these edges, it's not going to be like that one, because now it's going to smooth in the middle. Is that better? Maybe if that's what you want it to do. As you can see, we've now got this roundness here, and not on the edge like here. But that's already 16 less polygons. And there's no correcting I need to do. I didn't need to make N-gons and then correct them. It's all quadrulated. Oh, actually, I'm a liar. This is an N-gon, but we can fix that quick. That's way easier to fix, because I just need to do that. So 412, yeah, still 412. Same on the back. But I still need to know the tools to do all of that. And that's the big thing, is I still need to know all those tools. Now, if I jump into Blender, sure, those tools might be there and they might be the same, but they're different buttons. The workflow's different. Like, it's got different tools. It's got modifiers in Blender. Just learning all these new things can take so much time. But I always like using a monitor as an example because it's thingy. I also would like to point out that if you're modeling something, make it separate meshes, guys. If I ever became a teacher, I'd love to become a teacher. I've actually tried to do it a couple of times, but I never got in. If you're ever going to model something, guys, frickin' do not make everything one shape. That is such a mistake. Let's bring this down here. This down here. Do something like, I don't know, this. And then bring this down here. And then I stretch it out, and then bring this down. And then flatten the curve at the bottom. Yeah. Boom, we have some sort of stand. It's not very fancy, but it's fine. Now, the reason I say make it a separate shape is because, one, in real life, it is a separate shape. If you ever look at something in real life and it's a separate shape in real life, you're probably going to want to make it a separate shape in the engine. Two, I can correct stuff and make it look like it's blending in a bit more like that. And then when you actually get occlusion and stuff, that will look like it blends in other software. If I don't do that, so let's come over here, and I try to make this one shape, sure, I can do it. Oops. But you know what the problem is? I bring this down. And I try to make it like I did over there. Let me bring this out. And let's just do something like this. Right. What's the biggest problem I'm going to witness, right? Now, the biggest problem I'm going to see is if I want to smooth this. I have this over here smoothed, right? That's what it looks like when it starts to be smoothed. It's nice and smooth. Smooth this. We're smoothing the monitor as well, right? It actually came out pretty good. That's not too bad. But the issue is we're at 7,000 tries now because we've smoothed the monitor. If I do a normal smooth, watch. That was not smooth. That was reduced. Smooth. I'm getting all this extra information I do not want. I don't want any of that information. I have so much here that I don't want now. So I always tell people it's way better to make... That one actually is kind of weird at the bottom, but it's way better to make it separate meshes because in real life it is separate meshes. You should always be looking at separating things into separate meshes because it will save you time. Just look at my little ham I made over here. This is separate. So is this. I had no need to make them the same. And also when it comes to UV mapping, one is way easier because UV mapping this, I'd have to cut it here and it's like UV mapping this separately anyway. But it's something 7,000 insane, you're right, but very important, especially if you're doing games art as well, to have these things in mind. And I tell everyone this every time I stream, if someone wants to know about how to UV model, this is always what I tell them. And I do personally think it's very important. Yeah, God, hair's making my nose itchy. I don't know how well this is going to actually work because of the way it gets exported back out, but we'll see. Modify, unitize. I don't want to do this. Wait. We'd cut there, and then don't cut there. There you go. And then move it so, and then connect. Boom. Layout. Boom. Done. I could cut this down the middle. And then lay it out again. It'll give us a bit more room. Not very much though. What if I did this diagonally? Can I make it much bigger? Can I make it any bigger? Just a bit. With UV mapping, you always want to try to make like use up as much space as possible, but at the same time, it depends on the convenience on what you're doing. I don't usually mind wasting space, but this is for a game, so I want to actually optimize stuff as much as possible if it's for a video game. If this is my own personal project, I would not care as much. That's probably fine. I cleared up some more area. Well, export. Go over my load poly. Come into substance. Select. LP. Okay. There. Just taking a guess that you were gonna say make normals. Probably. I've lost track of what I was even saying anyway. If you ever watch me a lot, you'll understand I lose track of what I'm saying quite a lot. It's freaking... I'm so bad. I get distracted, man. I'm so awful at it. Probably only 1,000 I need for the texture map. Oh yeah, it's a 3.6 million mesh. This may take a hot second. Packing islands. Oh. Well, that didn't work. Or did it? Oh, ooh. Well, it did work. Yeah, I knew you wouldn't work properly, you diva. Go into ZBrush. I don't want to export it again because it was so slow. Where is ZBrush? There it is. We're going to only go to 6 layers so I don't make it go super slow again. Thank you for the talk. I will follow you for sure. Bye. See you, man. Have a good one. Alright, so I'm going to fix it in the actual engine. In a thingy. So first off, I need to make this so, you know, we'll have him on the edge so I know where he ends. And then what we'll do is we'll scale him. Oh god, where's my scaler? Scaler? Why is it zooming off all the way over here? Oh god. Are you okay? There you go. That's not zooming off in a weird direction. That was really weird. You. There we go. Okay. What I was going to say is if we scale... What is... Oh, he's already over here. Jesus Christ. We scale him. Okay. Then move him back. That shouldn't move the meat as well, I'm pretty sure. There you go. Like that. That one. There you go. ZBrush has really weird tools, really weird shortcuts. If you ever learn ZBrush, oh, you may need a little little guide. Export. May I export? No? Interesting. Desktop, meat. We'll just pop it there for a second. No! No! Well. That was brilliant. Okay. I wonder if I could just rub off the normals on that later. That'll probably work. Oh, it's gonna bother me though. Oh well. Okay. So, a couple ways I could do this. So first, let's get the actual meat color on. I don't want to mask it out, I just want the meat color. So, I'm gonna grab some meat colors from the other screen. Maybe around here. A bit darker. I'm gonna go a bit here, a little bit more brown. Yeah, I think that's a good meat color. Turn off our roughness. Is that a good meat color? Maybe around there. Oh, that's a pretty nice meat color. I need to stop saying meat color. It sounds weird. Okay, now I want to select just white mask it. Wait, pop that in there. Black mask. There you go. Just you. There you go. Oh, and you. There we go. Yep. Now I want to edge mask. Generate. Oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe that is not the one I'm looking for. Looks very interesting though. Not the one I'm looking for. That's fine, I'll just use a mask then. Edge. Edge strong? Yeah. There we go. Want some contrast, want some blur. Not that much blur, still want a lot of detail there. Sharpen it a bit more. Something like that. That would just want to be lighter. Feels like I'm listening to my inner monologue. Nice. That's what I aim for. Overlay. And change colour. Ooh, that's a nice pink. I like that. Cool. Now, mine isn't going to be as detailed as the one on the right. In fact, it may be more like the left one, because that's too detailed for the scene I'm going for. I'd like to do stylized like that, though. I've never done super detailed stylized. I've only ever done very block coloured. But that'd be cool. I'd love to see the challenge, like if I could actually do it, or if I just suck. I mean, you know what? We're going to set this to 2000 for now, and then I'll downscale it later, just so I can get nicer looking detail right now. Now, I want to do a duplicate of this, I think. Because what I want is it to start affecting these areas here. Something like this. Wow, that actually doesn't look too bad. I was going to rub it out from here, but I like that. I just want it to be a bit weaker. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I might actually want more duplicate. My nose is so itchy recently. I swear every time I stream, my nose is so itchy. So I want to blur it like this. Put it underneath this layer. Playing game, but I'll tune in right after. Okie dokie. Blur more. More. I just want it to have a decent effect. I think probably change it to a soft light instead as well. There you go. No sharpen. I don't want sharpen. No sharpen, only blur. Across like that. Take out our luck. Change the color to maybe a more saturated red. Maybe a different color around here. That looks too bad. Let's go number one. Gonna go to occlusion. Kill. Actually, no, I don't like using occlusion. I much prefer using cavity. Cavity rust is one of my go-tos. Good. And we want this to be much more chunkier detail like that. Spread probably a bit more. Turn you up a bit more. Put you underneath the other ones. There we go. And then what I should do, actually, keeping it as a normal color is great, because if you keep it as a normal color, you can then reflect the one on here, make sure I turn down the freaking roughness, and then I can just change it to look darker. And the reason that's good is something like that, which is darkening these areas here, correct? Yep, nice. Which the reason that's good is if I go back to where I've got my overlays, don't make them overlay normal. There you go. And then just make the color I want. Again, come to here. And it means when you got stuff overlapping, it will sit on top of it. So what's this one? You know what? We'll get rid of that for now. Don't forget it's got as much effects as I'd like. Again, come to here. Probably nab the color. Oh, I can't really. I'll see while I can, but I can't. So instead, I'll grab this color, turn it to a normal, turn it up to the max, and then reduce it. Wait. No, I want it to be less of an effect. So I want it to be less that, but just like here. Put it underneath this, and then we've got the layer on top like that. And that way you got your other layer here just hiding underneath, which I really like. Question is, I don't want to do some of the basic colors here. Do I want to go black mask? And all that. Real nice filter, blur, kill, and then this one I will set to a multiply. And that will help darken that bottom bit. Turn off this, like that. Then I'm going to want a highlight. I want a and this will take me a couple attempts because I suck at doing this. Do I want to slightly curve it? Or if I do something like that, or something like now I could even set this to an overlay, or I could set it to a color. I don't think it will matter. Now, do I blur it? I think I will blur it. But I couldn't find filter for so long there. Get a nice blur on it. Something like that. Just to give that slight effect on it. See what I mean? I really don't like how these have turned out now the more I look at it. Especially the darker tone. It looks so much better like that. Let's instead then... I don't like these splotches. I don't think I like those blotches either. Maybe I'll draw something manually. I still want some of this occlusion to come up in here though. But is it in here? Yeah, that's good. Cool. Yeah, I don't think I like these blotches too. Something like that. I mean, I kind of like the colour it's getting naturally anyway. Is that a normal map? It's giving it some interesting colour. I could do some blotches of darker tone. Like a little blotch here. You'll see what I mean in a second. Before you start judging. Here, and make it much smaller. So where I see the normals, like here, a bit here, probably a little bit here, definitely some here, some here. There's some blotchiness where the normals come in a bit. Maybe a bit here, a bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Definitely some here. Move the light around. Some here, some here, some here, here's some here, and some here. There you go. If we filter that, blur that too, and get lower bit there, which just help break up, or a little bit more, help break up some of that colour. I think we'll actually change the colour to orange. Okay, now let's look at some of the reference he sent me. So he's... Oh, I should have added that bit. Oh, I figured that. Oh, well. So he has some hair on it, which I don't mind adding. That's cool. Oh, not scale. What am I doing? That mask. So with hair, I wonder if it'd be better to just draw some like lines like that, or if there will actually be a brush. I don't even know what it looks like. Aha! So it's a hair like this. Hardness, opacity, minimum scale. What that stand for? Oh my god, that's interesting. I think the flow, that's the one. But I think I'd all want it to be in, like, obviously that direction. So that works, but the problem is I need way more spacing. Not What is it? This is Super Meat Boy? Jesus. That is interesting. Not quite, though. Like I said, the question is, do I want... Do I want, like, little bits on it here and there? Like that, like that, like that, like that. Because in these ones he sent me, it's just got, like, a little bit here and there. Like this. That doesn't look too bad. What if I duplicate that now, then? Filter it, blur it. Like that. Is that too much? Quite the active chat is there. Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm talking about. That looks like they're casting like a shadow on it. Do I make you weaker in general though? I don't think I need to make you weaker. I think I just need to make you a different colour. Like that. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let's get a blur and a sharpen on you. Or blur and a bevel. Blur. Oh wait, wrong one. Blur. And a bevel. Bevel the one I want? Bevel may not be the one I want. No. Let's try sharpness instead. I'll come back to that part. We'll start adding detail to the other bits. Why is all the Super Meat Boy music remixed? I wanted normal Super Meat Boy music. Very annoying. I like Super Meat Boy. Totally missed everything. How dare you? What was the point even showing up? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Please don't leave. That's a pretty nice colour for the interior. Kind of want it a little bit more saturated and maybe that's fine. Okay. Back past that. Get a nice brush. Hard brush? Probably a hard brush. Brush. There you go. I wonder if I could sneakily just go filter, not filter, edge. Does that count as an edge or does that count as an occlusion? I guess we'll find out. That must count as an occlusion. So instead, yeah, let's get a cavity. Nice. Have you got all migrated now? Aha! That's what I wanted. Nice, nice, nice. Blur. Sharpen. Too sharp. There we go. I want this. Come out like this. Lovely. Perfect. And then I want a little bit of height on it. Like that. Because then I'm going to start painting. This is why I thought it'd be, after thinking about it, I thought this would be easier actually in Engine. In Substance, rather than in what I was using. Now if I do this, I can manually paint on the parts I want the normals to come up on. Okay, first, freaking, I have terrible hands. I want it to be smoother than that. Seriously. I have like rubbish hands for painting. That's good enough for now. I can change it in a minute. I want to change. Okay, turn you down. I want to change how strong you are at times. Like this. Something like that. Too thick. I think this is way too thick over here. It's actually bothering me. What if I just do this instead? Turn you off. Buying an expensive tablet won't make you any better at drawing. Well, it will help. I don't want to completely lie. It will help. That's better looking. I definitely want this side to come in more. Okay, Dark Souls music, you gotta chill. The Demon Prince, Jesus. Share it after finish, Steve. What? Oh, post a clip in Discord layer. Nice. That's good. I kind of want this part to be a bit thicker here as it comes into that and has like a little like beak. I want to get this part to come more around here too. You stop drawing on that. Oh wow, it actually has a bit around there. It's just not angled around quite right. There you go. Pretty much something like this. Again, I am using a reference, but I'm not entirely copying out. Again, I'm getting ideas. Cool. And then we want to go from here, probably like a little chunky bit coming here, and then there you go. Man, my nose is freaking itchy. Cool. Cool. Yeah, that's probably all I want. Yep. And that'd be one layer. This will be a lighter colour, like I have. More slightly pink. Like that. No reflection, obviously. Maybe a little bit more closer. But then, I want another layer. Which is underneath. Which is underneath you. If I put that underneath you, yeah, cool, that's the way I want it to. I then want to do some other cross-sectiony bits, which I don't think I want to change the thickness of them. Do I? They're just like veiny bits in here. Not quite veiny, but you know what I mean. Like all of this detail across here, and then we're gonna let's get the color to it now so I can see what I'm doing. These parts quite light. Maybe I do want this, but I want it like here. I can slightly make it thinner and thicker. Not much though. Well, you know what? I like that more shape style than I've been doing. Like that. Yeah. First thing, YouTube can see chat history. That is true, yeah. If you're joining in late, you can see what people will be talking about. I have a... yeah, cool. So, this... oh, no. Bring it up more. Like that. That. Yeah, it's better. And then so this. Now I'm looking at it. Kind of want to make it thicker. 2.5. Bit better. And then I probably want something that looks like this, where you get this nice big attach to it. Then over here like that. Probably something like that, and then that comes into a thick piece here. Nah, something like that. This definitely looks... I like this, but the colour's not quite what I want. What if I set you to an overlay? That's not going to work because of the layer underneath. Yeah. Let's set you to a normal. I'll grab that colour and make you more saturated. Nah, it's got to be lighter like this. Definitely. I kind of want to make you more transparent there like that. Yeah, to be less detailed. There, like that. That's nice. Maybe pink like that. So this, fill that in. Actually, let's leave that on blank like that. And maybe so like this. This? No. Shaping over here I've made really weird. What about if I just do something like that? Actually, you got the big gap in the middle. Let's undo half that. That's fine. Let's work with that. So something like this, something like this, something like that, and something like that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then we want something like... That's fine. Little one in here. Oh, it auto-saved. I was like, whoa. Something like that. Hey, get out my face. Okay. I kind of just want something like this. So I want it to go like thin, thick, thin. Come up to here, be a huge bit here, and come over here. Like that. Curve that around a bit more. There you go. And then I probably just want like... Now I can't randomly change direction. Something like that, and then randomly changing direction is way more like tree bark and stuff. Like go like that, twig coming off there, twig coming off there, twig coming off there, here, like, or roots. Not quite what I'm looking for in here. Something like that maybe, and then I can maybe I'll do something like that. Have this come all the way over here. A nice big piece here, and have that connect here, connect to here. There. That looks pretty good. Oh, I do like that. I do like that. Okay, now I want to do some basic stuff. So I want to do a cavity again, but this one's to just shade it in a little bit. Take you to a multiply. Turn off your shininess. There you go. Come to you. Go blur. Bring you back a little bit. Go contrast. There you go. So we've got that nice shade on it now. And then I want not a shine, but more of a color change. where as it gets to the middle, I'm so good at doing circles. I'm so bad at doing circles. Oh my god. I was going to joke and say it, but Jesus Christ, am I bad at doing a circle. Round here, Stephen. Round. From the middle. From the middle. Oh, that's good. That is a kind of a circle. It's not a brilliant circle, but it works. And then, yeah, I want it from like here. I want to probably set you to a soft light and get you to have a different color. What about an overlay? What about underneath you? Underneath... Wait. No, not you. You? You. Underneath you. There you go. So only the meat's affected. Not too bad. Blur it more. Set to a normal for a second. And turn you down. Oh, that's a little bit better. I like that. Oh, I was going to say what's happening here. That's fine. I can fix that later. Okay. Let's make the meat look a bit better. I like the idea of having the hair on it, but I don't quite know how I want to do it yet. I don't think it looks bad. I just don't think it looks good. I think the front's looking good now. That's looking quite nice. I kind of want the colour to be a bit more intense. Let's go back into it for a second. A little bit more saturated. Maybe make that a little less yellow. Yeah. Looking good, looking good. Still don't like the red. Just want it to be like a really, really strong red. Yeah, I think that's better. That still looks pretty good. I can always turn that up to make them thicker, but I don't want to. I think they look good at the level they were. Do I want to change the colour on you at all? Oh, nope, not you. If it's raw, it should be far darker. From the reference I'm using, I don't think they're supposed to be raw. I think that's supposed to be cooked. At least, that's what it looks like in the reference. It's very pink for being cooked, but oh well. I kind of want to put it on a spit, like just rotating around. I think that'd be really... A spit? Got a spit, right? Near white, not quite. A tiny offset of yellow in there for the bone. Oh, I've not actually selected it. There you go. A near white, but slight offset to yellow. More orangey. So I think I learned, especially doing stylized, you never want something to be pure white. You always want to slightly offset that colour. That's going to be you and you. No. Yes. I think that's two offset though. Definitely in the white. Hi sir. Hello, Arthur Aiden. Adam? How's it going, man? Maybe more like that. What an absolutely banger of a song. Oh, damn. Great song. Okay, so I want some highlight here. Probably some highlight around here. Don't want it all over the top. Now over there. Maybe some around here. Or here. Maybe more here. There you go. Oh, how's that looking at the front? That's why that is really low res. I should have really made that bigger on here. Maybe I will do. 1 second. Because they have all this room over here. I don't like making this like have higher density and texture, but they feel incredibly low compared to everything else, so... Well, that is the same as over here, isn't it? Oh, what is this then? Oh, that's the inner circle, right. Need to make it the size so it can still fit. Okay, let's re-export that out. Substance. There you are. I want to go edit, project configuration, open, low poly, yes. There you go. Save it, because I haven't saved it yet. So bad at that. Meat. Oh, no. Meat. Meat Club. Still don't know how I want to do the skin, though. I'm still at a bit of a loss here. I don't think the skin looks bad, but it looks very plain right now. Maybe I'll export it for now, and I can always make a difference later. Oh my. Oh yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. We've got to rebake it. Bake it at 2K, why not? I'm not going to export as 2K, but... you know what? With the hairs, I could always... slightly lift them up with normals. If I do that, I don't think we need at all blur on it. Only a tad though, like a really, I mean I could make it into really minor amount. Just so we get some different shading on it. Okay. Okay. I don't want an occlusion in here. But I love a bit of occlusion. What is this? Yes. Oh, I wonder if I could get Crash 4 music on here. Oh, that'd be great. You guys are actually mental today. 18 likes. Oh, damn. You guys are all babes. That's good. You look good. Because you're a babe. I'm going to get someone to have a go at me for calling him a babe. I know it. I guess I'll jump on chat and like, don't call me that. And if you're that person, you're still a babe. Don't more like that. There you go. Get a little bit more. Multiply. Nice. Some extra colour on there. Same on you. Ooh. Ooh, you really affect you. Okay, let's make a subfolder for that though. Black mask that and just select the back. Is that the colour it looked like? That needs to be way darker. Way darker, then turn this around to make it look more subtle. There you go. Alright. I like how that's like just made it... But the normals are that so broken. I will fix those normals in Photoshop. I can't bother to re-export the high poly. It's just so much extra work for no reason. I knew it. It was weird doing another project where I'm... Let's make another subfolder. I'm not putting any roughness on anything. Nothing is going to have roughness on it. Well, from what I'm aware, that's what I've kind of been informed. That might change for some objects, but in general, Maybe some metals. And if I've been told not to have roughness or anything, that means I have to hand paint my reflections. I just boom boom. Well, as in, I'll show you how to do it here actually, because I assume that's what you mean. So in here, what you've got to do is get your object in, as I have. Go bake, where it says high definition. Come here, select your high poly one. Does it say high definition? High definition mesh does. Click a high poly one. Set these settings up. Because there's not a lot of detachable things, you don't usually need to change your max frontal distance and rear, but a lot of the time, I'll put these down to 0.01, really close to it. But if it's something that's only a single mesh, you don't usually need to. And then bake. And it will bake all of the normals for you. I have painted these normals on, admittedly. These ones, like you see at the front here, are painted, but minus those. So go cavity on this. No, this one's got to be much lower, but let's blur it. Okay, that might be blurred a little too much. Okay. Well, it kind of works in there. Oh, but the normals mess it up still. Well, they don't there, though. Alright, we're painting it on manually. If something doesn't work for you, paint it on manually. That's what I always do. Wow, that's a really big brush. Oh no. It's a terrible place to bring me. Why'd you do that? That's just all of this, right? I could just paint it up here. Easy, mate. And then the same here. Easy. And then we just want to go boom, 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 boom. Well, actually, I don't want to blur too much because, yeah. And then we want to reduce this. So I want to have the same shade effect as the back of the bone to there, and then 45. Ooh, 45. There you go. Again, this will be fixed in the actual engine. Okay, I think that works for now. It looks like a bit of meat. Save. You know how long it could take, though? This one mesh is taking me like a... I've been messing around, so let's say an hour. And then do you need a cage? No, that is the cage. Sorry, I was kind of ignoring your message doing this. This is your cage, essentially. If you are getting terrible results, make a cage. If you're not, if your results are basically so... If I'm in here, it could kind of have done it here, actually, but it didn't. But if you've got like a shape, let's say you've got like a, I don't know, some sort of board. Okay, let's freaking turn you off. And then you got all these bits sticking out of it, especially if the high poly has a lot of detail on them, right? But that didn't do what I wanted to do. But either way, let's do something like this. There you go. Right, goes out like this, right? And then the high poly's got tons of extra detail that do a lot of detail around these parts right here. Sometimes that will bake onto here. To avoid that, bring that. So obviously, what I say, obviously, it might not be obvious. What the cage is essentially doing as substance, I hope this works, is it's taking your original mesh and then it's basically doing this. Slightly making it thicker like that. See what I mean? So if we hide that, you got... Oh, that just thickened it. I needed a new mesh. Wait. Make it thin again. Okay. I'll show you what I mean. Duplicate. There you go. Take a duplicate. Reminds me of the Among Us dead crewmate. Hey man, if you want to see an Among Us dead crewmate, look at my old scene. If you look down here... Oh my god. Jesus, the quality. You can see Patrick and SpongeBob, but... That's what they actually look like. I do want to put the scene out there for people to fly around, but because it's a secret right now, you can actually see him looking like that. So yeah, caging basically works like this. So let's do what I just did. Make it bigger like that. And what it essentially does, so that's not the best way of doing it, but what it essentially does is there's like a, you see that? It's a slightly bulged out version to where the cage is. I'm so jealous. That's all a cage does. Is essentially just makes a slightly thicker version of your original thing. And then it takes that information and it takes the high poly, which is working off that cage. If it goes above that cage, it won't actually get those details. And it basically puts that onto your mesh. But if you are having issues where you're getting pieces of one bit baking onto another, come into your bake and just put these lower. Like I said before, like I said earlier, I sometimes bake with as low as 0.001. Like this low. And that usually works the best for me. Sometimes I do put it higher, but it doesn't usually go above 0.1. It's quite rare. I save this. Well, export. Again, I might change this later. It might look really good in Engine. So I don't want it to be 1K. 2K is going to be way too higher. Because I do all that in Blender. Oh, really? Hey, man. I made that entire last scene in Blender. Except the UV mapping. I hate UV mapping in Blender. It's terrible. At least from my experience. Maybe it's because I suck at it, but... Meat. Where is it? Meat Club. Textures. Oh, I never actually saved the high poly of it because ZBrush crashed, so... Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't know enough about Blender. From my experience, it's not been brilliant. 4. Make sure to change your template to the software you're using, by the way. It usually works way better. You got CryEngine in here, you got Corona, whatever that... Corona, really? Whatever that is. You got PBR workflow, and then you got specifically Unreal Engine Packed, which is what I used. Export. Nice. Come into our engine. Boom. I'm still so happy with how that fire turned out. It's not like amazing, especially when you get close, you can kind of see what it's doing. But when you're like here, it looks pretty nice. And again, I followed a tutorial for it, so it's not my fire, but if you actually look at the solo one, the one on its own looks really nice. And then when you're going to move it, I just love the... So cool. I love effects. I got a Steam one as well that I made. So cool. Anyways, I love particles. You can't stop me from loving them. I get that feeling a lot because I make too much. I actually make so much stuff. Oh, it's a big piece of meat. Oh, whoops, I'm applying the wrong thing. That would, there you go. If you want to change the scale of something, come into the actual object's information. Scroll down to where it says build and change that. I think that's usually minimized, right? Or am I wrong? Maybe not. And then change that to the values you want. So point to across the board, boom, makes it smaller. Nice. Then I can change the scale of it where I want in here. So if I do want a little bit bigger, I can. I want it to be characteristically too big because it's stylized, it's cartoony, you know, it's over the top. I put it into that way as well because there's so many things I've made in the past that people are like, that's not how it would look in real life. I'm like, I know, it's stylized. It's not supposed to look like how it would look in real life. Normals look so weak. Yeah, between material messing up between program, the orientation on XYZ and the scale size has been messing with me too. It's the pain of using more than one thing. It's such a pain. I've got a lot used to it myself, but it's such a pain. Oh wait, I need to fix the normals here. They don't look too awful actually, because you need to get really close, but that's a piece of meat. Let's get him towards the sun, like that part. Yep, that's a piece of meat. I think I do want to change it in the future, but it's fine. I actually don't need to get them out. What I need to do is come into Photoshop. You know you've done something wrong when you have to fix something in Photoshop. I'm just saying, like... the feeling of having to fix something in Photoshop is so sad. Because fixing it any other way would take too long. Basically, I just need these. Wow. Now, let's just select the outside. That does surprise me. These parts, I need to go select, modify, expand, 2, yeah, and then I need to fill them up with a normal colour. Boom, and then export. Moving on to my other monitor, and export that out. So do you do everything in UE4 or mostly setting up terrain and assets design? So, do you do everything in UE4 or mostly setting up terrain and assets? So, what other things... I feel stupid. What other things could I have done in UE4? Did you do everything in UE4 or mostly setting up terrain? I barely design, actually. I'm so terrible at it. I mean, I do materials. Yeah, there you go, materials. Look, this material here, the water, is my material. It was very fun to make. In fact, if I show you the proper material, because that's kind of a subpar one. No code. I don't code at all. I'm terrible at that. If that's what you were trying to ask. Blueprints of character animation, blending and stuff. I have done some animation in here. I've done particles in here. Honestly, everything bar programming I have done in UE4 and can do in UE4. I think that's fair, Moderate. Moderate can probably point out some stuff I'm not thinking about. But if it doesn't require actual hard programming, I've probably done it. If we actually look at this water shader, I love it. I'm not using all parts of this water shader because it's going to be too much on the engine. Well, not really, but it's just stuff I don't need for what we're using it for. So if I go to put an object in this, you'll get obviously all this foam appear. Weirdly enough, the foam messes up depending on the scale of your object. I thought that was very strange. I guess it's because its contact mesh is a bit different. You get all of that. If it goes under the water, you get that effect where you can like see it. If you get close, you can see through the surface. And if you go in the water, you got this effect, and you've also got the thingy. The underwater effect's always way too strong. I always need to change it, which I have actually shown in the video. Post processing. Post processing. There you go. And I want to change the blend. Not the blend. Oh, I have to do it here, don't I? Select him. I left it strong so you could take it away as much as you want, but is it not in here? Oh my god, have I forgotten how to do my own shader? I swear it's called blend. You can make the warp effect that you're getting weaker. Oh well. Well, it works. Very shiny here, but it's fine. That's very fun. I love shaders, though. Materials are like my favourite thing. I used a lot of materials in my last scene. This doesn't have the underwater effect over because I don't need it. Still has the see-through more when you get close. Anyways, get the meat working. So get that. So let's see it fix. So I like going close and seeing it fix. So right here, actually looks really weird. But right here, if I re-import that, it should fix it out. There you go. Nice. And that is some meat. Again, I want to do something like... Have I got a stick branch? I'll have to model this, but I can do a quick setup to see how I want it to look. I want to do something like this. One here. One here. And I hope they approve it, because I think it'll look really cool. One here. Long stick here, which I need to model my own one, because there isn't any long sticks in this thing. I guess it doesn't need to be too long. I could always do that. Wrap some rope around it. Or have this obviously going through the stick. Although there's a bone in it, so maybe not, but something like that. Either way, or something wrapped around it. Dangling down, maybe that way or that way, doesn't really matter. And then just having some fire. Like that. I think that'll look really cool. Again, I need some sticks down here. Honestly, a lot of what I've been doing for this project, because I've not been given... I don't want to say this in a negative way, because they've been really cool, but I've not been given much concept or design. But in general, they're giving me some nice stuff, but in general, I've had to just basically work out what I want. So something like that I think will look really nice. Wow, it's very floating off the ground. That'd be so cool. Because it just give it a nice little... In fact, we're going to be very far away. I could get away with just that, honestly. If I connect all them together... No. Oh, I haven't got anything wrapped around it, though. I'd almost want it charred if it's over the fire. Well, if I want it charred, right, I could always do this. Now, bear with me. But that's not what I wanted. That's what I want. I just deleted it instantly. Oh, it never gets the ones I want. Component mask. There you go. Blue. Start preview. Cool. Divide. Turn that up to 10. Yeah, that should work. We could maybe go 5. Okay. First, I want to invert this. Actually, yeah, I want to invert that. If that's... Wow, that is not at all what I thought it was going to look like when it was inverted. Maybe I should clamp it first. Wow, no, that's not at all what I thought it was going to look like when it was inverted. Okay. What if I invert afterwards, then? No, not convert. Review. Okay, we'll go with what I had before. Do that. I lerp that. And I put you in here, you in here, you in here. Oh, other way around. Close. I then divide it here. Five. 10. Wow. It's just dividing the top, isn't it? Yeah. So 10 is fine. Like that, but then I just need to subtract So, yeah, subtracts a little bit. Put 2. Plug that in there. It's inverted, isn't it? Add it. There you go. 0.2. 0.1. 0.05. Like that. Plug that in. What's that look like? It is going to be in one position, but here you go. So, oh, it's a bit stronger at the top, but when you rotate, it's darker at the bottom. But that's affected the top way more than I thought it would. So let me quickly let's divide to like 5, and probably set up a contrast. Never does the contrast I want. Cheap contrast. There you go. Never does anything I want. The shortcuts I want never exist. Whoa. Oh no, no, don't divide it by that, Jesus. So I need to put 2, 3. My God, I can't even see what's going on. I do not see a change. Oh, there it is. Jesus. 1. And then I want to bring this out. I feel like I'm missing the combination of what I want. I feel like this has to be the other way around. Other way around. Right? Anytime I take a small break from anything, my brain just explodes. How do I usually change the level of where it goes? Is it not a divide? Oh, it is a divide. Kind of. Kind of. Well, that's kind of where I want it. Don't add anything. Do that. What's that look like? Oh. I've inverted it again. Procedural materials are the best. But that should at least be black on the bottom, yeah. Which is kind of what I'm looking for. It just looks like it's got a really hard shape. Maybe I need a charred material. That'll look good. Or just, well, first of all, just make it so this is clamped to 0.9. So does it fully blacken that area? There you go. Maybe 0.5, 0.7. Contrast it less, 0.5, 0.1. Yeah. Good 0.8. Wow, that still is very dark. I put a light next to it. How dark is it? Not as dark as I think it is. It just looks like it's got a shade on it. I don't like that. Maybe change the blend mode if that's possible. Well, I just like make it look like it's modified. Well, that is pretty much what it's doing. Maybe I should change the color instead. So instead, the variant over here, so brightness 1. Well, actually, I just need this, don't I? Then I need a separate brightness here. Wait. So that won't do anything right now. But now if I zero instance that. Wow. It's just so dark on the bottom in general. Okay, I think a lot of this is my lighting. Is it really that dark on the bottom of objects? No. Why are you coming over so dark? Well, I was going to say, now I could change it here. Because if I put use 2 and put you to do here. If I put you to like 5, look, you'll see it get brighter. And a skylight, that helps. I have a skylight. This object just looks really dark. But look, I could make the bottom a bit darker to appear more charred, but... I do have a skylight. What? I never get one of my skylights always do that. You see that jump to like 200? Look, it like... Still doesn't brighten it up that much, but brightens up everything else. What's his shadow settings on your skylight? I mean, stationary does help a little bit more. Maybe you said stationary. 5? It's a little bit better. If I set you to now 0.2, we'll get dark on the bottom anyway. You know what I mean? I don't know. But it does make it darker on the bottom now, so when we rotate it... But the shadows already make it look dark, so I don't know if I need that. But to make it look like it was burning... Berenice... Always make it look, let's go through there. I'm gonna head off, have fun. I'm gonna head off. Oh, wow, I'm gonna head off now as well. Jesus, I didn't realize how late it was getting. But it looks good. Thank you. Thighs. 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 Group that. Now when I grab it, I can grab the whole thing. Ah, Spire everyone. Discord, if you scroll down, Discord links in the description. Maybe I should put it at the top of the description, because people don't seem to be able to find it very easily. Wow, why is the fruit box so big? But I was going to say, I could just have this like over here or something. Or just somewhere out of the way. Get rid of some of these pears. Get out of here, pears. No one likes you, pears. Pears are quite nice, actually. I do like pears. But because he's so far away, I might not need all this extra detail I was thinking about. I could probably just get away with how it looks like that. Because the closest you'll get to it is probably about here. Maybe I need more detail in it, but we'll see, we'll see. I could always chuck a couple of meat around in the area in general. Probably want to make a... Well, actually, I guess the original's fine. Plug that in. Maybe just have some meat sitting up high. Oh my god. There you go. Let's see if we're going to use Twitch. I used to only use Twitch, but I never used to get any viewers on it, unfortunately. I love Twitch. Twitch is awesome. I like the idea of a bite being taken out. Oh. That's such a good idea. ZBrush isn't open. But, like... Make a mat instance of a totally charred one beside the fact. That is... Oh! That is such a good idea. I mean, could I just, like... Let's get rid of the thing I just set up. I don't really like it. I will probably find an alternative some other time. But if I keep this in... I could... Set what... I need to dye it brown, actually. Let's come into here. Amazing what you could just do with a multiplayer node, I'm not gonna lie. What I could do here, you'll see. You'll see. This isn't gonna work now, is it? In my head, this is gonna work perfect. So, just grab the meat, pop them in, rotate them around about 90. Pop them down. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I should have them on one side. But, plug you in. Come into here. Now, can I make it look like it's darker and charred just by making it more brown? Oh, but it affects the bone quite a lot. But the only problem is it affects the bone a lot. Otherwise, that'll probably be fine. Whoops. Otherwise, it'll probably be fine. But if you don't know actually how to fix that, I can always... Bones can be... Ah, you think that'd be fine then? I have no idea, honestly. They usually have so much sauce and just meat on them that usually burns, right? Mask out red and multiply that with brown and... Well, honestly, I'll probably... I would have probably just done a thingy, but that could work. Wait. Wait, the bone will be masked up. Mask out red and multiply that with brown and substance. I can't mask out red because mask out red would be this. Oh, whoops. Because the white still comes up as that. So what I should do is mask out the blue. Something that's really not in it. Blue. Blue or green. Contrast it. If you feed the diffuse texture into a power, that turns it into a mask. That is true. Oh, into a power. I should have probably done a power, not a contrast. Oh well. We're doing a contrast now. It's good. It's fine. You see that? And it'll cut out where the bones are. That is where the bones are, right? Yeah. If not, you could always do like a slight add. I would usually just do a color map. I think doing all this extra stuff is never worth it, but here you go. Boom. And then we've made our own color map. You're right. I probably could have just done a power. Oh, well. And then if I lerp this... Lerp? Yeah? And then I do this and this. And when I change this color, it should make... God damn it. Other way around. I do this and this. You can tell I'm tired. This wouldn't be a big issue for me if I was more awake. There you go. Now that should change, the bone should stay. Yes. Again, I don't think there's a real science behind it. I could have probably got away about doing that anyway, but I love cheap contrast. Apparently cheap contrast is really good for not using up much processing. I was told this by... Was it someone who worked at Epic? I was told it was a credible source. I know that. It wasn't just a random guy walking past like, oh, by the way. It worked, yeah. Gotta remember that one. I don't know how demanding it is. I just know it's not that demanding. And then like, we can turn you down and the bone will stay same color. That's like a decently cooked one. I should have probably just done that on the bottom. This side just go to that color. I'm such an idiot. And then this is like a burnt one. You also change the color. Blue meat. Oh, my favorite. My favorite random blue animal, or green, or pink. Was that done in popcorn? Yeah. What's popcorn? Wait, I was joking. I thought you were taking a mick and said it looked like popcorn. What's popcorn? Maybe you are. But yeah, we want it to be brownish. I like that colour. Brown there. Boom. Cooked one. Question is, I do think we want the bones to get a little bit darker. Popcorn is that particle program for making particles. Oh! No, I didn't. I made it in the Unreal Engine. I didn't even know there was something called that. That's awesome. If we just set up a second multiplier with a second brightness, plug you into there. Oh, I could be really big brain. Oh, I could be really big brain and go this. Not divided by 2, not multiplied by 2. Well, actually, if I multiplied it by 2, and then clamped it at 1, and I plug that into there, when that reaches a 0.2 value, the bone will be still 0.3 value. This is so unnecessary. I'm just having fun now. See? So the bone is still quite light, but if I was to make it 0, they will both go to black. But as soon as I start bringing it up, the bone's going to get brighter quicker. Yeah, boy. So I kind of want him a little bit darker because he's on the fire. Very nice. Oh, this is so stupid. I like how I'm sitting here doing a material like this and getting confused while I have a material back there. So I want a little bit darker, like here. Wow, the bone really doesn't change very quick, does it? So about there. And then we want like a raw one facing the camera so you can actually see that detail I drew. Ooh, would you look at that? That looks cooked. Oh, I kind of want to do that with this one now. Lean him up like this. That is not touching the ground, but that's fine. Yeah. Oh, would you look at that? Ready to eat. I love stupid ideas, man. That is, if you guys watch my streams ever, you know that most of my time is spent me just working with some stupid ideas. Because I find it so fun and amusing. Not that one. I want you to be very raw. You need to be this color. You need to be dyed pink a little bit, right? I feel like I should do. Wow, you're so white. The saturation on that is... Have I got specular? Oh, wait. I've got specular. I should have probably... I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but I should probably plug a roughness into. Just in case. No real change, but that's fine. I just wanted to make sure. Which is a colour. And we want to make it a little bit pinker. So I want to make it a little bit more brighter. And a little bit pinker. Wait, pink's over at red in it, so here. So 1.4. There you go. That's very, very fresh. Back. Ah, so random. I do like how it looks like that though. It does look kind of good. Yeah, I like how because I don't think Roadsker saw this. I've got literally like a super intense shader I made over here. I know how to work with shaders, but for some reason when I do some new shaders, I'm just like brain switched off. Shaders are crazy, man. Shaders are crazy. Alright, that's what I'm going to do for today, though. I've already streamed longer than I thought I was going to. For anyone who does want to catch me off stream or just chat with some cool people in my Discord, you can scroll down in here and go show more in the description. You still quite need shaders. Shaders are awesome. Honestly, I love shaders. They are most of what my channel is. Anything helps, really. Oh, awesome. Yeah, so yeah, if you guys do want to chat with me or talk to some really cool people, because there's some cool people on my Discord, do scroll down and click the Discord. Leave a like if you want. I don't really care. Don't leave a dislike. I do care about that. That's just me. And I will catch you guys next time. I usually stream 2 to 3 days apart. I had a bit of a break over Christmas for obvious reasons. So yeah, see you guys in either 2 or 3 days. Bye.